Hello everyone, this is Fafisho Elias, and according to the title of this video, I'll be talking to you guys on how to have a perfect credit score at $0, that is for free. Before I jump into the video, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified when I drop my next video. Credit score, in very simple terms, is just like a report card to show how well you've managed your money. Just like in schools where they grade students based on how well they've done in their test and in their examinations. Same thing also applies here. So your credit score is just like a report card to show how well you've managed your money. And how well you've managed your money has either a positive or negative impact on whether you be borrowed money on high interest or very low interest. So if you have a very good credit score, it helps you in getting very low interest rate loans. Anytime you want to leverage your money on real estate, on business, on finance, or just in life. Now, what are the criteria or what are the steps in being able to have a perfect credit score? So number one is on-time payment history. And notice the word history there, right? That is, throughout your period of having this credit card, you must not miss any payment. You must not miss any payment, and you must not pay off your loans late, as this will have a negative impact on your credit score. And this on-time payment history takes a whole 35% in determining your credit score. So this step is very crucial in having a perfect credit score. Number two is credit utilization, and this just takes 30% in determining your perfect credit score. So what does credit utilization mean? Credit utilization simply means that you don't necessarily have to max out your credit limits. Let me explain. Let's say you have a credit limit of $10,000. You don't just go out and decide to spend the whole $10,000, and then when it's time to repay the loan, you don't make back full payment. It should be very, very bad for your credit score, right? If you take out a loan of $10,000 and then you spend your $10,000, but when the time comes for payments and you pay back that $10,000 in full back on time, then you're fine. But when you max out your credit card and then you don't make full payments, or you make payments in parts, it's not going to be really good for your credit score. So you don't want to max out your credit card. You take a little chunk out of your credit card limit and then you pay it back. It even makes it easier to pay back, right? Because when you take out the whole chunk, you might not be able to pay it back in full immediately or in the right time. But when you take it in chunks, you're able to pay it back in full and at the right time. And that will have a good impact on your credit score, as credit utilization takes 30% in determining your credit score. Number three is length of credit history, right? So the longer your credit history, the higher your credit score, or the higher chances of you having a good credit score. Also note that provided you have been doing the number one, which I mentioned, which is on-time payment history, you have been paying, making sure you pay your credits or your loans in time. So you are paying it in time, you are not missing any payments, and then you have a long time credit history. This also accumulates, or this also is a plus to your credit score, right? So that's why I advise people to get their credit card as soon as possible. The age limit for getting credit card is 18 years. So get your credit card as soon as possible, and then so with time in the future, you can have a long credit history, and this is going to have a positive effect on your credit score. Another reason why you should get your credit card as early as possible is because of there's something called the average credit length, right? Let me explain. This means that when you get a credit card, let's say you have a credit history for that credit card of 4 years. Now, when you get another credit card, now which means that you now have two credit cards, that 4 years is now averaged, and then you now have 2 years. That is 2 years credit history. So that is 2 years credit length. So the more credit card you take in, your credit length is averaged. So that's why I advise people that as soon as you start getting your credit card, you make sure you get make sure you get as many credit cards as possible. Because the good news here is that when you get more credit card, it only has impact on your credit score for like 2 years, and after 2 years you are fine. So get your credit card early and make sure to get as many credit cards as possible, right? Because it's going to affect your credit score for 2 years, and after 2 years you are good to go, you are fine to go. And in doing so, in having as many credit cards as possible, it now goes back to your credit card utilization, because when you have as many credit cards as possible, you are able to, like, switch between credit card and not put pressure on just one credit card. Because if you have just one credit card and then you end up using that one more often, maybe you take a lot, spend more on that more often, and it may not be good for you. But when you have, like, different ones, a lot of credit card, you're able to, like, not put pressure on one, switch it up, take credit from this one today, take credit from that one tomorrow, and then pay up your loans. So you're not using one card heavily and you're not missing your payment on them. So you get your credit card early, you get as many credit cards as possible, so that because you're able to spread your credit among those many credit cards that you have. Before I go to number 4, it's very important to note that the length of credit history has 15% takes 15% in determining your credit history. So the initial one takes 35%, number 2 takes 30%, now number 3 takes 15% in determining your credit history. Number 4 is how many lines of credit do you have, and this takes 10% in determining your credit score. It kind of sounds counterintuitive of having a lot of credit card, but when you have a lot of credit card, maybe on your mortgage, for car loan and so on and so forth, and you're able to pay them back on time, it shows the credit bureau, or shows that you're able to manage your credit well, you're able to manage your debts well, and that is also a positive sign, right? And is a positive sign, has a good impact on your credit score. So you have various lines of credit, and you can ask for increase in credit limits between 6 to 12 months. You can always ask for increase in credit limits. So as I said before, it helps in your credit utilization. The last one is total ad inquiries, and this also takes 10% in determining your credit score. And what does this mean? So anytime you go to get a new credit card, it shows on your report, and when they see that you are getting extra credit card and credit card, it makes you a riskier borrower, and may have impact on your score. But as I explained before, that this only has impact for like 2 years. After 2 years, you are good to go, and you pay on time, and you're fine. So in summary, make sure you pay your credit card on time, have as many lines as credit, don't max out your credit limits, and then you'll be fine. So make sure you check your credit score. So you can check up your credit score using Credit Karma or Credit CSAM. Those are free services. Another technique is called the credit piggybacking. And what this means, this does not necessarily work every time, but it can be a good technique for parents that wants to help their children to have a good credit score or good credit history quickly or on time, right? So they attach the account of their children to their own account, and therefore their own good credit history reflects on the new account that they've opened for their children. As I said before, this does not always work every time, but it's a technique that can be tried, and if it works, it's going to be very, very, really good. It's going to be very, very great for your kid or your children. So make sure you stay consistent, make sure you stay precise on keeping your credit score and paying back your loans on time. And in taking all these 5 steps that I mentioned, I can guarantee you that you are going to have a perfect credit score. So make sure, if you have not hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turn on your notification bell. See you guys in the next video.